Now, in a previous exercise, I promised that we're going to be seeing the stroke panel options, and we will. However, first I want to show you yet another way to hide and show objects inside of Illustrator. As you may recall, I've saved my changes as filledfacepaths.ai, found inside the 07 Fill Stroke folder, and I want to demonstrate the application of the various stroke attributes on this path outline in the background, the one that's slightly offset below the brown path around the God's face, which means I want to hide everything in front of that path so that I can clearly see it here inside of my zoomed view. And one way that I can hide these objects that are in front is I could go over to the Layers panel and I could twirl open that single calendar layer that's available to me, and then I could scroll down the list until I find this group of paths right here. It's not very far down, and you'll see it starts with nose, then we have face elements, path, and that brown path right there is the selected one. I could turn it off, and then I could go ahead and select the next path and turn it off as well, so I could keep turning off eyeballs. I can drag over eyeballs as well. Another way to work, however, I'll go ahead and turn those guys back on, is to select one of these paths, either by meatballing it or clicking on it here inside the illustration window, and you can take advantage of an ages-old technique, which is to say you'd go up to the object menu, choose hide, and then choose selection to hide just the selected path, and it's got an ancient keyboard shortcut as well of Control-3. So notice up here you can lock paths as well, so I could lock the selection down, which would go ahead and add a lock icon here in the Layers panel. And that keyboard shortcut is Control-2. So it's Control-2 for lock, Command-2 on a Mac, Control-3 for hide, that's Command-3 on a Mac. If you care to remember those keyboard shortcuts. I've never bothered, quite frankly. But anyway, I'll go ahead and choose selection. That hides the path. It also turns off the eyeball. Another way to work is to go ahead and click on this path outline, the one that we want to modify, and hide everything above it by going up to the object menu, choosing hide, and choosing all artwork above. And that'll go ahead and hide all the paths above the active path outline, as you can see there. Now that's a heck of an automation function, but I advise you against entirely relying on the hide commands under the object menu for this reason. If you want to then turn around and show some objects, like for example, let's say I just want to show the nose layer. In the Layers panel, I can click in the eyeball column to turn that layer back on so that I can see it. Then I could click on face elements and so on to turn these various objects on and off. Whereas, if I want to re-show some objects from the menu, I have to go up to the object menu and choose the Show All command. So it's all or nothing where showing is concerned when you're working with the commands. That does have a keyboard shortcut, however, of Control-Alt-3, Command-Option-3 on the Mac. Anyway, as I say, I'm going to go ahead and click on this path right there, which is the path that's slightly offset underneath the God's head. Then I'll go up to the object menu, I'll choose hide, and I'll choose all artwork above. And now we have an unobstructed view of the path outline that I want to stroke in the very next exercise.